So welcome everyone. Yemi is ambassador for the Manchester Family Arts Network. Welcome Yemi. Thanks so much for your time and speaking with us today. Alongside her work as ambassador, Yemi's been the engagement officer at Z Arts for quite a few years now. I think it's over 3 years. Is that right, Yemi?
Yeah, 4 years in July.
4 years in July. So very close to 4 years. And Z Arts obviously is our organisation that leads the Manchester Family Arts Network. And for those of you that don't know, Z Arts is the only UK arts centre dedicated to offering best practice in children and young people's creative provision. Their mission is to inspire and enable generations of young people from Greater Manchester and the North West to use creativity to maximise their potential. So Yemi's career to date is focused mainly on engagement with children, families and young people in creative arts, theatre outreach and community events. And alongside her work at Z Arts and obviously being the Family Arts Ambassador, Yemi's a freelance musician and delivers music workshops as well, including at Z Arts for children aged 8 to 11 and as a regular performer at their Family Jam. So just to kick us off, Yemi, it would be great to just hear about how you came to be part of the Ambassador Programme.
Yeah, okay. So naturally things like my music and our work, the Z Arts work, kind of came together in the Family Jam. And that was kind of probably one of the lead family activities that I was kind of part of. And I'd already been part of Z Arts for a couple of years at that time. So I was running community engagement workshops and they were often either with children or families. And I had my hands in all of this kind of work. So I guess it just made sense that I was then going to be maybe the central port of call or whoever to kind of regulate this work and get it in some kind of order and organize it, I guess. So yeah, it kind of it happened organically through my job role, and it just made sense.
Yeah, totally sounds like perfect coming together. So obviously the programme started in October 29. Well, that's when yourselves and the other ambassadors started in post. So it feels like quite a long time, but also it's gone very fast. And obviously a huge amount has happened since then, obviously most notably the pandemic and the massive impact it's had. But it would just be great to hear about, from your perspective, what you'd say has been the biggest success or successes of the programme so far.
So I would say it's in the context of the pandemic, because that's the majority of the time that we've had, and it has been the partnership we've made with the South Central Food Bank, which I think has been mentioned on the website and stuff, but it really has been my main focus of work, just because it's really changed our approach to reaching families, made us reach families that we weren't thinking about before, but that we weren't directly going out to. And I think that lockdown made us have to find a way to get to their doors, and that was why working with the food banks was perfect. And then we were starting to think a lot more about the kind of activities we can put on, and not everyone can go online, so we were putting them onto print and into booklets, and just kind of rethinking our approach, as most people had to do during that time. And it's just been really, really great for connecting with venues in a way that they wouldn't have done this without the situation. I think some of the venues are very much like they were a museum and they didn't really do much outreach or community engagement, so this was a chance for them to expand their audiences. And also it just felt like I don't know, it was something that was needed. We had to do this, it was one of our best ways of kind of reaching families. So yeah,
it was brilliant. Like you said, we've got a case study talking about those arts packs you created and distributed to families in need through the through the food bank. So I will link to that beneath the video for those that want to read more and check out more details of that brilliant initiative, which is still ongoing, right?
Yeah, we're just going to continue that. We're going to look for additional external funding to keep that going, like more local funding, and we're also going to be doing that across the summer, so doing these packs like across summer events that we're going to be hosting in Hume. So yeah, it's just going to be a part of what we do now, making sure we have a physical presence as well as an online, like a different type of physical presence, basically.
Yeah, blended approaches. Really great to hear about. It would also just be great to hear a bit about what you think family audiences in your region have gained so far from the Ambassador Programme.
Okay, so in terms of what they've gained is what we are quite good at in in Manchester is that we have a lot going on, but it's been good to have someone to kind of connect the dots, I guess, which I guess was the purpose of the programme. I imagine that families, from the kind of little bit of understanding we've had, we haven't done anything in real life really since the programme launched. But the feedback that we're getting is that people are just getting a range of stuff. So that because the network in Manchester is so big, you know, and the venues involved are so broad, so from literature festivals to the People's History Museum, to the National Football Museum, Manchester Jewish Museum, art galleries, they really do get like a multi-disciplinary arts offer, which I think is really, really strong. And hopefully then that means that them themselves and their children can kind of see different types of arts and all the different ways that you can engage and experience it. So I think that's one of our biggest versatility and kind of diversity in the arts offer.
Yeah, such a brilliant network, such scope, yeah, and diversity within the type of organisations involved in your network. And finally, it would just be great to hear about if you've got any particular learnings or advice, pearls of wisdom that you'd like to share about those who might be thinking about working collaboratively as a family arts network.
Yes, so I think look at what you've already got. I think it's easy to go into a new network or program looking for new things, what we're not doing, what gaps we're trying to fill. But in terms of coordinating a network, that becomes really, really challenging. You have a lot of clashes of schedules and maybe goals and objectives because you're trying to do too many new things that might be, you know, within a new year of funding or whatever it is that your internal strategies might be. So look at what you're already doing and then just find the similarities in that and make that already work. I think that's the best way. It's the best way to be consistent as well, not change too much, especially if you're starting new. And yeah, just kind of pull it together, and obviously continuous conversations, obviously as much as you possibly can. And flexibility is just a key term, I think, not only in the last year, but just in terms of families. Being family friendly, you have to be flexible. You can't be offering one thing. You do have to try and cater to all different types of families, sizes of families, backgrounds of families, and just always consider that. Otherwise, you you can't really cater to families if you're not. So I think, yeah, that's probably some advice I would say.
Oh, that's great. I love the extra F, family friendly and flexible. I think we've got Fantastic Families, which I think was our FFF, but that's another 3 Fs that I think is brilliant to bear in mind. So thanks so much, Yemi. I know you've got loads on at ZArts at the moment and a super packed schedule. So I won't take up any more of your time, but thanks so much again for sharing your wisdom with us.
Thank you for asking me. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the next year and the next kind of changes and developments, I guess.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing what comes. Thanks again, Yemi.